You've never heard the story I'm bringing you today before. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Friday, October 10th, Adam and Chelsea's reward, wedding decision, Phyllis compromised. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Friday, October 10th, 2025. In the next episode, fans can expect Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, to get rewarded. Want more of The Young and the Restless? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Report ad. A major wedding decision is made. Plus, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, gets busted in a compromising position. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Newman Media's Expose. Let's start with Chatham. Adam and Chelsea printed an article that exposes Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. Despite Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, warning Kane of the consequences, he still didn't take the deal. Now that the article is out, Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, and Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, are furious. This doesn't make the situation with Kane and his children any better, either. Read more, find out what happened on the last episode of Y&R. Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson rewarded. Adam and Chelsea made the article happen, and they were busy fielding many calls that day. Meanwhile, Kane is scrambling to figure out what to do next. Back to Chatham, they will get a reward from Victor for their loyalty. What is this? Report ad. Christine Blair's wedding. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, October 10th reveal that Christine Blair, Laura Lee Bell, and Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, are getting ready for their big day. This could be about which wedding dress Christine will wear. Fans got a chance on Instagram to vote on it. Of course, this could be about another wedding delay. Of course, the wedding is supposed to be in November, which coincides with November sweeps. So, expect some kind of bombshell. Read this: The Young and the Restless, Jill snags AI software, gives Chancellor back to Billy as peace offering? The Young and the Restless shocker, Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson finally get rewarded, love, redemption, and a future no one saw coming in a twist that has everyone in Genoa City talking. Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson's names are back in the headlines, this time not for scandal, betrayal, or heartbreak, but for something far more unexpected: redemption. After years of chaos, revenge, and tragedy, the once tormented couple seems to be heading toward a long overdue reward. But can two people with such a complicated past really build something real again, or will old ghosts tear them apart just when happiness is within reach? For fans who followed Adam and Chelsea's turbulent love story, this latest development feels like a long time coming. Their chemistry has always been electric, equal parts passion and danger. They've hurt each other deeply, yet no one else has ever understood them the way they understand one another. Now, as the storms around them begin to clear, it seems fate is finally giving them another chance. The question is, will they take it, or lose it all over again? It all begins with a stunning turn of events at Newman Enterprises. After months of tension between Adam and Victor, the patriarch makes a shocking announcement: he's stepping back temporarily from his day-to-day control. For once, Victor isn't punishing Adam, he's entrusting him. Adam, long viewed as the family's black sheep, is rewarded with a position of genuine power. But the move sends shockwaves through Genoa City. Victoria, ever the golden child, is blindsided, while Nick questions his father's motives. Even Nikki is uneasy, remembering all the times Adam's ambition brought disaster. Yet Victor's reasoning is simple: he believes Adam has finally earned his chance. After all, he's watched his son grow from the man who once manipulated everyone around him to someone who's trying, truly trying, to do better. This is your chance to prove yourself, Victor tells him. Not just to me, but to yourself. Adam is stunned, humbled, and determined not to mess this up. But that's when Chelsea re-enters the picture, and everything changes. Chelsea, after months of working on her mental health and focusing on her son, has found her footing again. She's more centered, calmer, and ready to face life without the self-destructive tendencies that once plagued her. Yet, when she learns of Adam's big promotion, something stirs inside her, a mix of pride, nostalgia, and unfinished feelings. Their paths cross again when she stops by his office to congratulate him. What begins as a polite conversation quickly turns emotional. Both acknowledge how far they've come, how much pain they've caused, and how many times they've tried to outrun what they feel for each other. "We've both made mistakes," Chelsea says softly, "but I don't think love was ever one of them." Adam, fighting his emotions, admits he's never stopped caring for her. "You were the one who made me believe I could be more than Victor's son," he confesses. "And you still do." Their reunion is quiet but powerful, no grand gestures, no fiery arguments, just two broken souls finding comfort in each other's strength. For fans, it's a moment that feels like coming full circle. Chelsea and Adam's history has been anything but simple. From fake deaths to mental breakdowns to tragic near misses, their relationship has survived things that would destroy most couples. Yet, somehow, they always find their way back. And now, it seems, the universe is finally rewarding them. But Genoa City isn't exactly a town that lets love stories play out without interference. Sharon, who once shared her own complex past with Adam, notices their renewed closeness and feels a pang of jealousy she can't quite explain. Meanwhile, Sally Spectra, who recently had her heart broken by Adam, struggles to move on while watching him reconnect with his ex. And when Nick catches wind of it all, the sparks really start to fly. "You really think getting back with Chelsea is a good idea?" Nick challenges Adam one evening. "Every time you two get close, someone ends up hurt." But Adam doesn't flinch. "Maybe this time's different," he says quietly. "Maybe this time, we deserve a little happiness." That word, deserve, hangs heavy in the air. Because for Adam and Chelsea, happiness has always come at a cost. Yet, for once, it feels like they're earning it the right way. Chelsea throws herself into charity work and art therapy programs, using her past struggles to help others. Adam, meanwhile, begins to find balance between ambition and compassion, proving to Victor, and to himself, that he can lead without destroying everything in his path. Slowly, Genoa City starts to see a different side of them. Even Chloe, long one of Chelsea's fiercest critics, admits she's impressed by how far her friend has come. "I never thought I'd say this," Chloe tells her one day, "but maybe Adam really is good for you." Chelsea laughs, but deep down, she's beginning to believe it too. Their son Connor, too, becomes a driving force in this renewed bond. Having struggled emotionally over the years, he begins to thrive again as his parents find peace. Family dinners replace therapy sessions, and laughter fills the Newman penthouse for the first time in ages. The sight of Adam, Chelsea, and Connor together feels like a reward for every heartbreak that's come before. But in true Y&R fashion, the calm doesn't last forever. Rumors begin to swirl about a corporate takeover attempt targeting Newman Media. Adam's loyalty is tested when someone from his past, perhaps someone connected to his dark Kansas secrets, shows up offering him a deal he can't ignore. For a brief moment, the old Adam resurfaces, tempted by the power and revenge that once consumed him. Chelsea senses it instantly. In one of the most emotional scenes of the season, she confronts him. "You can't go back there, Adam," she pleads. "We've fought too hard to be the people we are now. Don't throw it all away." Her words strike a chord, and Adam, standing at the crossroads between redemption and ruin, chooses love. He turns down the offer, exposing the scheme instead, proving that his reward isn't power or money, it's peace. In the aftermath, Victor watches his son with something rare in his eyes, pride. "You've done well, son," he says gruffly. "Maybe I was wrong about you." For Adam, that single sentence means everything. And for Chelsea, watching the man she loves finally earn his father's respect is the sweetest reward of all. The story closes with a quiet scene in the park. Adam, Chelsea, and Connor sit beneath a tree, sharing ice cream and laughter as the sun sets. It's a moment of pure serenity, one that feels both ordinary and extraordinary. Do you ever think we'll mess it up again? Chelsea teases, smiling at him. Adam chuckles, wrapping his arm around her. Probably, he admits. But this time, I think we'll know how to fix it. Their journey has been long, filled with pain and redemption, betrayal and forgiveness. Yet through it all, they've learned the most valuable lesson of all: love isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. And maybe, just maybe, the reward they've been searching for was never power, wealth, or even forgiveness. It was simply finding peace, with each other, and within themselves. As Genoa City buzzes with gossip about the couple's reunion, Victor watches from afar, his expression unreadable. Some say he's proud, others think he's wary. But one thing is certain: for the first time in a long while, Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson have something money and manipulation can't buy: a chance at real happiness. Whether they can hold on to it remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure: the world will be watching. Because when it comes to Adam and Chelsea, the story is never really over, it just keeps getting more fascinating. Phyllis Summer's compromising position. Over with Phyllis, she gets busted in a compromising position. Does this have something to do with Kane's plan? The man did summon Phyllis to his train car. So, maybe Kane will rethink his AI plans? Not only has Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, tried to reason with Kane, but so have others. Maybe if Kane sees his children's faces, then that could spur him to make some different choices. What is this? Report ad. Another possibility is that Phyllis and Kane drink their sorrows, only to end up in passion. What if Lily just happens to interrupt? In any case, Phyllis will have a lot of explaining to do, and this will get around Genoa City quickly. There is also Claire Grace Newman's, Haley Aaron, trip to Los Angeles with Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, coming up. So, stay tuned for all the drama. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Friday, October 10, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless bombshell, Phyllis Summers caught in a compromising position, the truth behind Genoa City's latest scandal. Genoa City has seen its fair share of jaw-dropping moments, but nothing could prepare fans, or the residents of this ever-dramatic town, for what just went down with Phyllis Summers. The fiery redhead, long known for her brilliance, scheming, and unpredictability, has once again landed herself in the center of chaos. But this time, the situation is more dangerous, and more compromising, than ever before. What started as a simple business maneuver has turned into a scandal that could destroy reputations, end alliances, and send shockwaves through the Newman, Abbott, and Chancellor families alike. For a woman who's always danced on the edge of destruction, Phyllis may have finally gone too far, or maybe, just maybe, she's being framed in the most elaborate setup Genoa City has ever seen. It all began late one evening at the Grand Phoenix, the hotel that Phyllis built from ambition, charm, and a dash of manipulation. Business had been steady, but trouble was brewing behind the scenes. Rumors circulated that someone had been funneling money through one of the hotel's accounts, a shell company tied to an unnamed investor. When a suspicious wire transfer appeared, Phyllis began digging into her system to uncover the truth. But what she found was far worse than she ever expected. According to insiders, Phyllis stumbled upon encrypted files linked to private Newman Enterprises contracts, documents that shouldn't have been anywhere near her business. Before she could delete or report them, someone walked in. And that someone was none other than Tucker McCall. Tucker, ever the opportunist, had been circling Phyllis for weeks. He admired her cunning and her knack for survival, seeing in her the same hunger he possessed. But what was supposed to be a casual meeting quickly spiraled into a situation neither of them could control. When Nick Newman entered the hotel lobby unexpectedly that night, what he saw through the half-open office door stopped him cold. Phyllis and Tucker locked in a heated argument that looked a little too intimate for comfort. By morning, half of Genoa City was buzzing with speculation. Phyllis Summers caught in a compromising position with Tucker McCall, the gossip site screamed. Is this the newest power couple, or the beginning of another Newman scandal? Within hours, Victor Newman's team began damage control, while Ashley Abbott confronted Tucker about his supposed involvement with her longtime rival. And as always, Phyllis found herself at the center of the storm. But was she really guilty? The truth, as it often is with Phyllis, is complicated. Behind the scenes, she had actually been trying to protect herself, and perhaps even the Newmans, from a scheme Tucker was orchestrating. He'd planted files linking Newman Media's recent acquisitions to questionable overseas investors, hoping to manipulate Victor into a business trap. Phyllis caught onto the plan, but Tucker got to her first, cornering her in her office to make her an offer: stay quiet, or be exposed as his accomplice. When Nick walked in, all he saw was tension, close, physical, and easily misinterpreted. By the time Phyllis tried to explain, the damage was done. Her reputation, already fragile after faking her own death and manipulating her way back into society, took another brutal hit. "You always do this," Nick told her bitterly. "You push things so far you can't tell the truth from the lie." For Phyllis, those words cut deep. Because for once, she was telling the truth. Determined to clear her name, she launched her own secret investigation, something only she could do. Using her infamous hacking skills, she traced the encrypted files back to a mysterious digital signature. To her shock, it wasn't Tucker's. It was someone else's, someone far more dangerous. The name that appeared sent chills down her spine: Claire Grace Newman. Could it be that the newest member of the Newman family, the young woman trying to rebuild her life after tragedy, was being manipulated into a cybercrime plot? Or was Claire the innocent pawn in someone else's deadly game? Phyllis wasn't sure, but she knew one thing: she had to find proof. Late-night stakeouts, hidden USB drives, and whispered alliances followed. At one point, she even enlisted the help of her former flame, Jack Abbott, who reluctantly agreed to dig through Jabot's cybersecurity logs. "Phyllis, if you're lying to me again, I'll never forgive you," Jack warned. "I'm not lying," she said, her eyes burning with determination. "This time, I'm the one trying to stop a disaster." As days passed, Phyllis uncovered fragments of data showing that Tucker wasn't acting alone. Someone higher up had been pulling the strings, using Phyllis's hotel as a digital gateway to Newman Media's classified documents. When she pieced it together, the truth was stunning. Audra Charles had orchestrated the entire scandal to frame Phyllis, hoping to push Tucker out of her orbit while destroying one of Genoa City's most unpredictable women in the process. But Audra made one mistake, underestimating Phyllis Summers. In one of the most dramatic showdowns of the season, Phyllis confronted Audra in the Grand Phoenix lobby. The two exchanged verbal blows as a crowd of onlookers, including Nick, Adam, and Jack, watched the scene unfold. "You wanted me humiliated?" Phyllis spat. "You wanted me destroyed? Well, congratulations, Audra, you almost won. But the thing about me is, I always fight back." In a stunning move, Phyllis revealed evidence from her hacked files, audio recordings of Audra conspiring with Tucker. The crowd gasped, and Tucker's face went pale. Within moments, the power dynamics in Genoa City shifted once again. Audra's empire began to crumble, Tucker was forced to retreat. And Phyllis stood tall, her reputation bruised but not broken. Still, the emotional toll was immense. Phyllis later admitted to Jack that she'd nearly given up. "Every time I try to be better," she said quietly, "the world just drags me back into the mud. Maybe I belong there." But Jack, seeing the pain behind her bravado, took her hand. "You don't belong there, Red. You just don't know how to stop fighting." Those words hit her harder than any insult ever could. And for the first time in a long time, Phyllis let her guard down. She realized that the compromising position she'd been caught in wasn't just about Tucker or a scandal, it was about her own battle between chaos and redemption. Yet in true Phyllis fashion, she didn't stay vulnerable for long. Within days, she was back in action, turning her crisis into opportunity. She sold her shares in the Grand Phoenix to Daniel, decided to start her own cybersecurity consulting firm, and vowed to rebuild her name one deal at a time. Genoa City's queen of reinvention had done it again. But behind the smirk and the sharp comebacks, something had changed. Phyllis wasn't just playing the game anymore, she was learning from it. And though the town may still whisper about her latest scandal, the truth remains, she survived. She always does. In the end, as Phyllis stood on her hotel balcony overlooking the city she's both loved and battled, she smiled to herself. Compromising position, she murmured. Please. I've been in worse. And that's exactly why fans love her. Because no matter how many times she falls, Phyllis Summers always rises, smarter, tougher, and more unpredictable than ever. Genoa City better watch out. Because if this scandal proved anything, it's that you can try to corner Phyllis Summers, but you'll never truly catch her.